Let me ask you a question about World War II. Do you think World War II was fought in vain? In other words, do you think that World War II was worth it? Do you think that it was worth it for us to fight World War II? I don't know how much easier I can explain it. Was World War II fought in vain? Now, Nazi Germany was defeated. The evil Japan Empire of that time was defeated. Now we're friends with Germany and we're friends with Japan. Was it worth it? Was it fought in vain? Well, if 1,000 people were sitting in a room and I was talking to those 1,000 people right now, how many people would you think, yep, it was fought in vain, we shouldn't have done it? How many people out of 1,000 do you think would raise their hand? Maybe one. One person in 1,000 might think that it wasn't worth it. Because there's always an idiot, right? There's always one idiot. Well, let me open your eyes to something and just to see if you agree. And this is important. This is very important. I'm looking at some stats here on deaths in World War II. And let me just tell you something. We, the American people of 2009, we're not the same as the American people of 1941. You know, Pearl Harbor was hit on December 7th, 1941, and those people in that day and age were the Americans of 1941. We are the Americans of 2009. Totally different people, even though some of those people are still alive from 1941, which is why I'm making this video. But okay, we, the American people of the year 2009, are not the same as the people of 1941. Technology has changed us to be more passive. You know, we have air conditioning, we have microwaves, we have cell phones, we have cars that get whatever mile per gallon. You know, everything is right in front of our face, and we have so much freedom and liberty that we have no idea what to do with it, and we're born into it, so we have no idea what it is not to have it. We don't know what it's like not to have freedom. Technology has changed us to be a passive, submissive country. That's the flaw that has allowed us to lose sight of what is important: freedom, liberty, and the republic. If we can keep it, as I think Benjamin Franklin said. Benjamin Franklin gave us a republic, not a democracy, if we can keep the republic. And he knew what he was talking about. It's hard to keep a republic. I'll get into that later. We have the ability to allow the American people of the year 2020, 11 years from now, we have the power to change their minds today. We have the power to allow them to disagree with us about World War II being fought and won in vain. We have the ability to disgrace the World War II generation by giving up now and allowing Obama and socialism to take over this great nation. During World War II, the United States alone lost over 416,000 military servicemen. I'm looking at it, I'm taking it off of Wikipedia. You know, if that's wrong, fine, but the numbers can't be that off. The United States lost over 416,000 military servicemen. Now, I'm going to show you what math does here. Math's an awesome tool, and I'm going to teach you guys about math in a different video, because you can use it for awesome things. This is what I'm using math for. It's been 64 years, figuring 1945, since World War II officially ended. Now, 416,000 deaths, U.S. deaths alone. There's like 30 countries involved in World War II with all kinds of deaths. I don't even want to tell you how many people died in World War II. U.S. alone, 416,000, that's all I'm focusing on. 6,500 deaths a year since World War II ended is what our cost is. You know, if we won that battle with 0 deaths and then spent 6,500 deaths per year for 64 or 69 years, 64 years, that's the price we paid to win World War II. 6,500 a year. Every single year, man. Using a reverse psychology and using the government rationing for healthcare in reverse to do a reverse psychology here, I would say that this great country cannot and shall not give up its freedom, its liberty, and its republic until those figures, 6,500 deaths per year, drop to at least the number of servicemen and women that have given their lives to the Iraq and the Afghanistan campaigns, theaters, conflicts combined. Okay? 6,500 deaths per year is what we give up for World War II, and we're okay. In other words, the World War II generation will have fought in vain if we give up to socialism now. They've given up 6,500 deaths per year for over 65 years, only to give us 65 years of freedom, because we only got 1 year left if we keep going. As the government would say, those numbers are not sustainable. 6,500 deaths per year is not a war that we can win. That's the government of these days. That's what they would say today. But we can't fight that. 6,500 deaths per year, that's nuts. 6,500 deaths per year. As of August 14th, there have been 4,332 military deaths in Iraq. My personal friends have died in Iraq too, and I know it sucks. 4,332 military deaths in Iraq. 707 military servicemen and women have died in Afghanistan. That's a total of 5,039 deaths in a period of 7 years and an average of 2 deaths per day. 2 deaths per day. Let's figure out how much that is per year. 2 times 365 is 730. Alright? So 730 deaths per year is what we've given up to Iraq and Afghanistan. That's sustainable to our government. They're saying, yeah, we'll keep going. It's only 730 a year. Well, damn it, the World War II generation gave up 6,500 per year for 64 years. According to my calculations, let's see, if we have, they gave up 6,500 per year, and we gave up 730. So if we take 6,500 divided by 730, we get 8.9 pretty much, which means that their casualties were 8.9 times as higher than ours were, sustained for 64 years, not for 7 years, not for 10 years, for 64 years. Their average is what, 8.9 times higher than ours. Just to give us 65 years of freedom, and that's it, then we give up? That's a World War II fought in vain. If they gave us that many lives for that long, and we just give up now, World War II will have been fought in vain. Why not just give up and get socialism back in 1942? And Nazi. Nazi means National Socialism. That's what it means. You haven't looked it up yet? You're not informed? Fine. Be informed. Do you want this country to give up on its World War II veterans? I don't think so. They're still alive. They're still alive, and they see what we're doing to this country. Don't give up on them. Don't give up freedom. Don't give up liberty. And don't give up this republic. For their sake and for your children's sake. Something that I thought up this morning, a little catchphrase. Only those whom have lived in tyranny understand what it is to be free.